Buenas tardes. Hoy tenemos la sesión un poco más reducida. El ser en inglés, quizás eso desanima a algunos estudiantes. Es una lástima porque no siempre se cuenta con la presencia de una catedrática importante de una universidad extranjera. Siempre es bueno tener conferenciantes que vienen de otros lugares, que tienen otras experiencias, a pesar de que su entorno común sean los negocios, sea la empresa, sea pues el marketing, porque ella es una catedrática de marketing. Se trata de la doctora Lisa Anastasova. La doctora Lisa Anastasova, Lina Anastasova, viene de la Universidad Libre de Burgas y trabaja en marketing desde hace muchos años. Es una gran experta en marketing. El tema del cual nos va a hablar hoy es Relationship Marketing and Services, Retention Strategies, Customer. Bien, puedo decirles que es muy entendible. Mi inglés no es precisamente maravilloso, pero yo con ella me he podido comunicar perfectamente todo el tiempo. Ella habla muchos idiomas, habla ruso, habla alemán, habla, francés, habla de todo, inglés naturalmente y búlgaro. Por lo tanto, ya sin más dilación, le cedo la palabra. Me hubiera gustado tener el auditorio mucho más lleno como habitualmente tenemos, porque bien, es una opción importante que es una lástima que se pierda parte de nuestro alumnado. Sin más dilación, le dejamos la palabra a ella y será seguramente una presentación, pues quizás algo más breve de lo que estamos acostumbrados, pero si después hay preguntas, estará encantada en contestarlas todas. Gracias, Lina, adelante.
Thank you very much. I prefer to... Similar like in... Good afternoon, everybody. As you heard already, my name is Lina Anastasova, and I'm professor in marketing studies at Burgas Free University. And at the same time, I'm also a vice dean of the faculty. So if somebody of your students, of the students from Barcelona University come to my university over Erasmus, so they have to deal with me in the faculty. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. You can ask me when I speak, and I speak too quickly, for example, in some moments, or you don't understand, then you can ask me and I can repeat. But generally it is the same with our students. That's why I say don't worry. Our students also, they learn English, but not all of them are very good in English. In every group, maybe about 1/3 of the students is with good English and the others are so-so. So don't worry if you don't feel very comfortable in some moments, if you don't understand everything. Before I begin with the topic, I would like to say something about my country and about my city and university, because I'm sure you don't know so much about Bulgaria. Probably some of you don't know nothing about my country, because it is a small country. But I think due to our good football player, Christos Stoichkov, you at least have heard the name of my country, Bulgaria. So something about Bulgaria. Bulgaria is a small country. In fact, like population, as size of population, it's almost like Catalonia, your province, which can be also a separate country. As I see, our country is 7.3 million. You are 7.5 million in Catalonia. So the population of Catalonia is like the population of Bulgaria. Our territory, of course, is much bigger than Catalonia, is about 3 times bigger than Catalonia's territory. Bulgaria was in the medieval times, was a very big country. We were 3 times bigger as territory, but unfortunately, due to different historical reasons, due to many wars, we lost a lot of territories. For example, part of nowadays Greece, the northern Greece, was Bulgarian territory. Almost all Macedonia was Bulgarian territory. Western Serbia was Bulgarian territory. So we were really, till the 13th century, we were one very big country with very strong kingdom, very powerful kings. But unfortunately, in the 14th century, 1396, we fall down. We came under power of the Ottoman Empire, and about 500 years, Bulgaria was under Turkish, or nowadays we say Ottoman power. So Bulgaria was, so to say, pushed back. Because when the Ottoman Turks came to my country, we were in late feudalism. We were very well-developed feudalism country. And probably if we didn't fall under the power of Ottoman Empire, we should begin the capitalism probably in the 18th century, late 17th or 18th century, like in England, like in France, like in Spain, like in big other Western European countries. But the Ottoman Empire was in early feudalism when they put us under power, so we were forwarded back. And 500 years, nothing happens, nothing good happens, in fact, on the Bulgarian territory. So we were liberated at the end of the 19th century. Very soon, 130 years ago, we received the liberalization from Turkish Empire with the help of the Russian Empire, the Russian king and the Russian army. They helped us as Christians to get the freedom from the Ottoman Empire. That's why capitalism began very, very late in Bulgaria, very late. And up to now, we are, then it was socialist time, you know, long years. And now we are one of the countries in the European Union, unfortunately, with the lowest wages, with a relatively low living standard, lower than in Spain, than in Italy, than the Mediterranean countries, and similar, very similar, on the same level with Romania. Our GDP is 5 times less than Catalonia's GDP. This is the gross domestic product, GDP, you know. Our is about, in 2012, the estimations are that it is about 36 billion euro, and Catalonia's GDP, as I know, is 197 billion euro, so 5 times and more than the Bulgarian GDP. And per capita, Bulgarian GDP is about 5,200 euro, and yours is about nearly 26,000 euro. So Bulgaria is since 20 years we were with long transition period. So now we are a market economy. During the last 10 years, a lot of things happened. The market is totally liberated. And with the good things happened also a lot of bad things. What I mean, before the changes, 20 years ago, Bulgaria was with very strong developed industry, with many industry sectors. But due to the bad privatization in Bulgaria, not proper, really bad privatization with a lot of corruption policies and other bad things, it is a long story. I cannot explain everything, but generally, some of the good developed industries and enterprises in Bulgaria almost collapsed. And now in this moment, Bulgarian industry is, so to say, not very good, not very bad. We have some good production industries. We still produce a lot of metals, zinc, copper. We have a big production of hydraulic machines. We produce also some machine tools. We are the biggest producer and exporter of electricity in southeastern Europe. All the Balkan Peninsula countries, we are the biggest producer of electricity because we have a nuclear station, a nuclear energy station. So generally we have some good productions, but generally some of the industry sectors collapsed. We had, for example, a huge food industry, which is now very small size. We produced a lot of canned food for the whole Eastern Europe, for Russia, Czech, Poland, Hungary. We, 20 years ago, they ate mainly our canned food, tomatoes, cucumbers, all vegetables, all fruits. Now the canned industry in Bulgaria, the food canned industry in Bulgaria is very small part of the industry. Our agriculture was also very good developed. We made a big export of fresh food and vegetables. Unfortunately, now is not the case. Sometimes we eat tomatoes from Greece and we exported so much tomatoes and other vegetables. Now we eat tomatoes sometimes from Turkey, sometimes from Greece. But our tomatoes are very good, really. The quality of the Bulgarian tomatoes, all tourists who come to Bulgaria, they say, very tasty. Our vegetables and fruits are really tasty. And Carlos was in Bulgaria, Professor Carlos Grau. He knows very well our vegetables and fruits, how delicious they are. They are really with natural taste. So this is about Bulgaria. Now, not very good, unfortunately, but we are surviving. And we have very similar problems, in fact, with Spain, with Italy. Okay, Greece, they are in the worstest situation, but we have similar problems with them. The productivity is not high. You know, the labor productivity is so important factor for the industry in Bulgaria is low. Until now, the productivity is low. So, as you see, the GDP is also very small compared to the bigger countries in Europe. This is about my country, about the industry, but we have very diverse natural resources. We have very diverse nature, landscapes. In this small territory, the whole eastern border is Black Sea coast. So we have very good resorts, Black Sea resorts. 20 years ago, we had huge numbers of Spanish tourists, but now, the last 15, 20 years, very small number of Spanish tourists. I remember when I was a student, I was working 2 summers in the Sunny Beach resort. I was a guide, I was a hotel receptionist, and a lot of other professions. And I remember the Spanish tourists. I knew personally the representative of the Spanish tour operator who brought the Spanish tourists in Sunny Beach. His name was Jesus Cruz or something like Jesus Cruz or something like that. And but now we don't have Spanish tourists, very small number. The main tourists are from UK, Scandinavian countries, Germany, a lot of German tourists, and also from Russia and all the Balkan countries and the Eastern Europe, a lot of Czech, Hungarian, Polish, Macedonian tourists. Up to now, the main tourism which is developed in Bulgaria is like in Spain, the sea recreational tourism on the eastern border, as I said already. But we have also very good developed winter tourism, ski resorts because Bulgaria has a couple of good mountains. I said for this small territory, we really have very high mountains for that small country. And we have 2 mountains where we have really good skiing resorts. One of them, Bansko, became also part of the world champion skiing sports. So in the winter, our resorts are full of tourists. Now, the last couple of years, we try to develop also other kinds of tourism. like cultural tourism, which is very strong developed in Barcelona and Catalonia. We try also to develop ecotourism, rural tourism, hobby, different kind of hobby tourism, velo and other types. So we have to diversify really in the tourism product policy, because long years it was mainly recreational Black Sea tourism and skiing tourism. This about the country. My city is the fourth biggest city in Bulgaria. The name is Burgas, and our university, Burgas Free University, is one of the youngest universities in Bulgaria. There are three good private universities in Bulgaria. Okay, not really private. We are non-state university. We are not owned by the state. It's a very interesting form of, ownership. We are not really private, but not state university. We are not state university. We rely on the student fees, and so is our subsistence. We don't receive any money from the state. The university was established 22 years ago in 1991. In fact, I'm one of the first group of teachers in the Faculty for Business Studies. We began in 1991. The faculty has four main bachelor programs, similar to yours. These are finance, BBA in finance, BBA in marketing, BBA in accounting, and bachelor in business administration in management. So 4 main bachelor degrees and 8 master's programs, which are in these main areas. In the marketing, we have, except the general marketing master's degree, since 1 year we offered marketing and management in tourism sector, and from this year we are launching a new master's degree, marketing, which is in my chair, where I'm in duty for this master's program. And then we have also finance master's degree, accounting master's degree, bank management master's degree, so altogether about 8 programs. Bachelor students from your university, let me say that, can come over Erasmus to our university. We have very modern facilities, a totally modern new building since 2004 is the building, with a lot of facilities, with student activities. We have salsa club, we have theater, student theater, and other cafes and disco where the students get together. So different social activities which are organized by the students and for the students. But the size of the university is much smaller than your university. Your university is very big. We are small compared to Barcelona University. We have about 7,000 students, and the staff is about 200 teachers, like only the Faculty for Business Studies in your university. So that's about my university and the faculty. So I think I have to begin with the I will speak about